We're gearing up for another episode of Up Close with Mingo Mariano, and guess who's stopping by? It's a 2017 Tejano Music Award Female Vocalist of the Year and Entertainer of the Year, Stefani Montiel. All you have to do is stay close to social media, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, keyword Mingo Mariano. Born on December 23rd in Albuquerque, New Mexico, Stefani Montiel was destined to be a star. Growing up in a musical family, she had a plan on her mind, which was to follow her dreams, move to Texas, and make it big. On this episode of Up Close with Mingo Mariano, we're getting up close and personal with the Grammy-nominated and Tejano Music Award winner. We'll be talking about her career in the music business, her love for her family, the best part about being Stefani Montiel, and so much more. Stay right here, because you're watching Up Close with Mingo Mariano.
Hey, this is Stefani Montiel, and you're watching Up Close with Mingo Mariano. I was born and raised in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I started singing at the age of 3 with my dad's band. I also sang with mariachi. I had my first paid gig when I was 3 with the mariachi in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And, music was just always around in everything that we did. My whole family was involved in music. My father was in a band. My mom's father, Emilio Varela, was, he's the patriarch of our family. He played accordion, and my uncle Herbert played guitar. My uncle Joe's a songwriter. And also on my father's side, his family all played music. So it was just always around, something that, was just always celebrated in my family. I graduated high school, and that was something that I always, knew that I wanted to do because I loved Tejano music so much. I listened to Tejano music. I grew up on it. My entire practice room back in New Mexico was completely full of albums of all of my favorite Tejano artists.
And who were they?
Oh God, everyone. I mean, my wall was completely covered in albums. The Hometown Boys, David Garcia Los Musicales, of course, Selena, Shelly. It was just like any and everyone. La Fiebre, La Mafia. I listened to everything that I could possibly listen to. Laura Canales was another one of my huge inspirations. And I would listen to every album over and over and over and practice all the songs, that were on those albums. And I would do harmonies, and I knew those songs inside and out. And I, told myself, one of these days I'm going to be able to share the stage with some of these people, or maybe even sing with them. And it was kind of funny because last weekend we played up in Lubbock, and I got to actually finally realize one of those dreams with the Hometown Boys. I got up and sang Dos Gatos. So I was all excited. So I'm still living out some of those dreams, and it's taken 20-something years, but it's amazing how life is, and just the wonderful things that come your way through music.
After graduating high school, Stefani and her entire family made the move from Albuquerque, New Mexico to the Tejano music capital of the world, San Antonio, Texas. The singer talked about the big move and the sacrifices her family made for her music career.
My parents decided that I didn't have any family here. I didn't really know very many people, and so my parents decided to come. My brothers and my sister, and we all just kind of just up and left New Mexico and came to Texas and started a new life here. We all lived in a 1-bedroom apartment. My brothers transferred schools in the middle of one of their senior years, and it was a big move for us. Something that. I still to this day, I thank my family so much for, those sacrifices, because they made those sacrifices so that I could live out my dream. We released 2 singles while I still lived in New Mexico, which were called Tú y Nadie Más and Primer Beso, and those were on Capitol Records. I signed with them, and they wanted to do, kind of just a release to see how the people accepted me, being that I wasn't from Texas. They wanted to see how the radio stations, if they liked the songs, and just how the people responded to the music itself and to me. And the response was fantastic. It was great. I went through some difficulties with Capitol a little bit after that, and my contract was somehow terminated, and they told me that it was a mistake, and they wanted to re-sign me. So in that time that I was, contemplating re-signing with them, and I was going to re-sign with them, Sony came into the picture, and they offered me a better contract, and so I took that contract instead and signed with Sony and was with them for 7 years.
During her time with Sony Discos, Stefani released several albums under the recording label with several chart-topping hits like Celos, Soy Feliz, and Porque Soy Mujer. And in 1996, she won the award for Rising Star Female at the 16th Annual Tejano Music Awards in San Antonio, Texas. This is just an indication on where the singer was headed. Now, 20 years in the industry, Stefani shares her take on staying relevant in the music business, the best part about being Stefani Montiel, and the biggest misconception that the public may have of her.
The best part about being Stefani Montiel is that I get to live out my dream every single day. I get to do what I love, do what I'm passionate about. I make my own schedule. I work when I want to. It's just, it's such a blessing. It really, really is. And I am so thankful to everyone out there who has made this possible for me, because without all of our fans out there, all of the people that have believed in me, who has supported me throughout all of these years, I wouldn't be able to be living this dream. And every day is just, it's such a blessing to share my music with all of my fans. Well, that's something that, I think it's sometimes difficult for any artist, because after you've been in the industry for so many years, you're first starting to try to prove yourself and to try to make your way. And, after all of these years, it's still a little difficult. We still, we sit in the studio and we try to figure out what's worked for us in the past and what people are liking. And so we really just try to pay attention to what our fans ask us to do, what they like and what, what they ask of us. Wow. I don't know. Maybe that I'm unapproachable. I've heard that from some people. They were like, "Well, when we see you on stage, you're just so, like you're in control of the stage, and you just have this bigger than life persona." And then, so sometimes I think maybe it's a little intimidating. I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of the same person, both on and off stage. I'm actually kind of shy and kind of quiet. I don't talk a whole lot, but I do enjoy interacting with my fans. That's where the kind of the little, I kind of tend to say the little girl comes out, because I really want them to know that I appreciate them. And so I give a lot of hugs. I'm very, one-on-one. I love to spend time with my fans and talk to them and engage them and get to know them. And I think that that's something that's been something for me that's been a plus, and that people that I guess they're pleasantly surprised when they see that I'm that way, because I'm very genuine in that. I don't try to, be something that I'm not. And, if I don't know, I just try to make people feel comfortable around me, because, they don't have to be there. They don't have to come see me. They don't have to spend their hard-earned money. And I just want them to know that I really do appreciate it.
Entertainer, vocalist, daughter, sister, wife, and mom, Stefani Montiel can do it all. She talks about how her life changed 21 years ago after giving birth to her daughter and later having a son. Being on the road and balancing music and motherhood was not an easy task for the singer. The one thing that kept them going was the love they had for each other.
Oh, goodness. It changed everything. And it was so hard, I have to say. In my show, I kind of share a little bit about that, because when I got pregnant, people were like, "Oh my gosh, you're never, you just started your career." And really, I hadn't just started my career. I had been singing since I was 3 years old, so I had been singing a long time. And it was like not just, once in a while. It was pretty much every weekend. I was singing at fiestas. I was singing at weddings, at the state fair. I mean, I had been doing that since I was a little girl. So I felt like I had been doing it a long time. And coming into Tejano, I had only been in the industry a few years, and then I got pregnant with Ilea, and it was something that I wanted. I didn't want to wait a long time before I started my family, and I fell in love, and Gabriel and I were like, this is what we're gonna do, we'll get through this. And some people said I wouldn't be able to continue because I couldn't be a mother and devote the time that I needed to devote to the industry and my career. And I just I had to say, you're not right. I can do this. And I think it made me stronger. It brought my family together. I basically raised both of my kids on the road. I was on the road every weekend. I mean, I had Aaliyah, and 6 days later, I was back on the road. I was working again.
6 days?
6 days. I was pregnant. I think I was up until almost 8 months, and I was still out on the road with Aaliyah. And then kind of the same thing happened with Jalen. It was like, we don't have a backup plan. Music is our life. This is everything that we do. So it was like, I had to be out there, and I had to make it work so that I could raise them. I had to feed them. I had to clothe them. And, luckily, Gabriel was, part of that, and he was on the road there with me, so it was a beautiful thing. We had my parents on the road with us, and my sister, and my brother was on the road with us as well, so it was a family thing, and those are some of the most incredible times of my life, and some of the most fondest memories I have of my career is having, my children out there, my family all on the road together, and I think it's made me a better person. Being a mom makes you a lot less self-centered. You have to be selfless. You have to give everything to these kids, and that was the only way I could, is being out there working and giving them the best that I could. My son actually stayed up till 4 o'clock in the morning with him last night, because he was telling me, here I go. He was telling me how proud he is, and what a great mom and daddy he has, and how we're so cool. But it was awesome. It was awesome to hear that from him. And, I know my daughter is too, and, having them been able to perform with us, Aaliyah dances, so having her on stage with me has been amazing. And then Jalen came and he was part of my La Dueña experience, which of course you were, part of that. It's just amazing. It's amazing, and it's such a wonderful feeling to see that you've put your kids on the right path, and that they're fulfilling their dreams too.
On October 21st, 2017, the 37th Annual Tejano Music Awards took place at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center in San Antonio, Texas. It was definitely a night that Stefani will remember forever. The singer won the award for Female Vocalist of the Year and Entertainer of the Year, and many have said that this award was long overdue.
Everything happened so fast. It just seemed, because we were backstage most of the time. We didn't even know what was going on. We didn't know what categories were being, said, because we couldn't hear anything. So before I went to change, I asked the guy, I said, okay, are we cool? Like, we don't have anything coming up, like our categories aren't coming up, you don't need us out here. And he was like, no, go ahead and, go change for your second performance. So we kind of just, we're lollygagging around back there because we thought we had time. I kid you not. As soon as I took my dress off that I had for our first performance, this guy comes, knocks on the door, and he's like, we need you out here now. Your category's up right now. And I'm like, I have no dress on. And Sasha's like, oh my gosh. So we I don't know how we did it, but I put on my dress that I had planned on wearing for our second performance, and we literally ran out the door. I ran out with no shoes on. I ran out with the back not zipped, and we're running down the back part of, the backstage area, and Sasha's trying to zip up my zipper. I had socks on with my dress, and we get out there and they announced my name, that I had won, and it was like, oh my God. It was awesome. It was totally unexpected, and the reason that I say that is because after so many years of being nominated and not winning anything, I never get my hopes up. But I have to say it was an incredible feeling. I was literally flabbergasted. I didn't know what to say. I really didn't. I was totally caught off guard.
Stefani is a female pioneer whose hard work has paid off. She's also paved the way for the next generation of artists in Tejano music. Take a listen to the advice she offers the young artists and who she follows today.
Be true to yourself. Be honest with yourself. And always follow your own path in everything that you do. It's okay to be inspired by an artist and to have people that you look up to. But I think it's something completely different when when you start to look and sound like someone else. You have to always look like your own self, be your own person. I mean, like I said, I loved Selena, and I loved Laura, and I loved Lydia, and I love Beyonce, but that doesn't mean I sound like them. You take bits and pieces of all these people that you love and admire, and you kind of put your own little flavor into it, and you'll find your way. And don't get discouraged, because there are so many people out there that will try to discourage you. But as long as you believe in yourself, I've always said, before anyone else can believe in you, you have to believe in yourself. I'm so excited right now. I think this is such an exciting time. I mean, I love Destiny. She's an amazing vocalist. She can sing. Girl can sing, and I love that. I love someone who's not afraid to be themselves. And I'm very proud of her for what she's doing, and very happy for her family. Devin Banda's another one. She's unique, and sometimes you don't have to be a Mariah Carey. You know what I'm saying? Not everyone can sing like Mariah Carey, and not everyone can sing like Cher or anyone else. It's so nice to have people that are so unique and different in their own ways, and in their own styles, and in their vocal style. There's just so many, and it's such a neat time to be seeing all of these people coming out and kind of sharing their gifts with our industry and with everyone.
Today, Stefani resides in San Antonio with her family and continues to tour the United States and Mexico. Please be sure to visit her website at stefanimontiel.com to find out booking information and merchandise and so much more. We want to thank all of you for watching this episode of Up Close with Mingo Mariano, and don't forget to like our YouTube channel, keyword Mingo Mariano. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.